So, it was recently my birthday, and I don't think I've ever reminisced about my childhood more than I have in these past few years, wishing I could go back and stay there essentially forever. I'm talking about having my own personal Peter Pan people because if I could have had it my way, I would never have grown up. But there comes a point that we all reach where we let go of the mini version of our youngest selves, our purest selves, and perhaps even our best selves. But what happened to that part of ourselves? Did it die, get buried alive? No, I think we shelved it. And why? Don't look at me, I don't know you. But you do. And it's quite painful sometimes to reflect on the person that you used to be versus the person that you are now, because I think they're a little bit far apart in some ways. And not because you wanted it that way, but just that it is that way. Little me was bolder, more optimistic, and just plain happy. There was a TED talk I watched where the speaker stated something along the lines of we're the best at being ourselves at 2 points in our lifespan, when we're young and when we're old. Essentially, we spend our middle years trying to be something else. And this is because when we're young, we don't know how to be anything else, so we just be. And then when we're old, it's basically like, who are we performing for? They're all dead and the rest of them don't care. I personally think that the point where we got stuck is when we tried to figure out what it meant to grow up. At first, I thought it meant dressing a certain way, so I got myself a pair of skinny jeans. Next, I thought it meant progressing from PG-13 movies to 18-rated movies. And then I thought it meant going out to parties late at night, which honestly turned out to be so very unexciting. These were all externally drawn depictions of what it meant to grow up to me. And as a result, I started to shelve my true self up piece by piece. And then, before you know it, you're in your 20s wondering who you are. So you hear about people who travel the world to find themselves. Like you somehow dropped yourself off in Bali after watching Eat, Pray and Love. If that's what it takes to discover my true self, my man, she can remain lost. In order to grow up, I thought you needed to discard your old self and therefore kind of start all over again. Growing up was something we used to want so badly, and we pictured independence and adventure, but at least for me, I completely omitted the struggle that came with it. And to be honest, growing up is scary, because I kid you not, time does not go by any faster, and you notice so much has changed. But I know something now, something I wish someone had said to me back when I was 12. And that is that growing up is not about changing who you are. It's about becoming better at being who you were already. So perhaps don't think of your inner child as this immature, tempered little thing, but rather as the spirited, hopeful, untainted bundle of joy that we once were. And remember to take them off their shelf every day, even if it's for a little while. Remembering the moments you had with family and old forgotten friends, the movies you watched and the cartoons you obsessed about with those old forgotten friends, and even the pets you owned that didn't make it this far. The last time I visited home, the most wonderful and unexpected thing happened. We went to the beach, most of us just sitting on the sand, but slowly my mom and all her sisters went into the ocean with their clothes on. They had no costumes, no backup clothes, no towel, but they did it anyway, spontaneously. And so I watched from the sand as they played Ring a Rosies as grown women all above 50. And there I witnessed their younger selves come out to play in a way I'd never seen them do before. It was also on that holiday that I witnessed them race against each other for the first time. So that's how I know there's an inner child in all of us, one that can be silly, mischievous, and full of energy. And I hope for our sake that we never walk away from them. Yours sincerely, me, an adult.